Hello, my friends, Evolutionary Energy Arts family members. So I want to thank you first for everybody's prayers, good wishes, and healing energy in the last video and the last one before that as well. And we have another one we're going to start off with. This is our own Sherry, and Sherry has been fighting an infection and not feeling good overall, having a tough time putting food down. And so if we could send her our healing energy and our prayers for a speedy recovery. Sherry is also somebody that has been looking for like-minded people to put together a community, and she is up in Pennsylvania. So if you guys are interested, reach out to her. She's always in the comments on all the videos every day, so it'd be easy to get in touch with her just through the comments. So I want to start with that, and thank you guys very, very much for your support as always. And we see power restored to some areas in Indonesia capital, parts of Java out of power for 9 hours. 10 million people went without electricity. 10 million. This is a huge outage. And so they don't really know. They think it was some sort of overload. And, you gotta wonder. Okay, so you have 10 million people here without power. We've had blackouts in New York. We had Argentina, the whole country, as well as Uruguay, totally without power. Parts of Brazil were without power. We've had so many power outages going on. This is what's to be expected when we're going into this magnetic pole reversal with the magnetosphere in decline. And some say that it has declined very, very rapidly, and probably is well beyond what they would let on as far as the mainstream goes. So I guess we would expect to see this, as we've seen so many things that are just occurring, one after another, with the power outages, the planes falling out of the air, so many different things. We've had a lot of gas line explosions as well. As you guys know, you follow this stuff, you know what's going on. Fukashima earthquake. Japan hit by a 6.2, some sources say a 6.3. It was felt in the capital of Tokyo, some 250 kilometers away. There's videos here, and I'll have all the links for you guys as always. So this one struck at 7:23 p.m. local time, was off the coast of Fukushima, and measured at a depth of 50 kilometers. No immediate reports of damage, no tsunami alert. And, as we know, the travesty that is Fukushima is still an ongoing tragedy, really. And here you see that USGS is listing as a 6.3. So when we take a peek around, we see there's quite a bit of swarming still going on in Oklahoma. And we got over here a 3.0 up in Montana. We still have quite a bit of activity going on over in China Lake, Ridgecrest. 237 of 429 earthquakes are in that area. So, that's quite a bit. That's more than half the total quakes on the planet are right here in this little zone. It hasn't died out, but it has dwindled somewhat, but they're still going on. And we have weakening tropical storm Flossie that's going to make a close call to Hawaii. High surf warning in effect for the east-facing shores of the islands. And so it's going to be more of a rainmaker than a wind event. But they are definitely monitoring it. And they have waves reaching 10 to 15 feet tall today. And this is the path which is going to take it pretty much right just about over the islands, in the northern part of the Big Island. And so we'll still keep an eye on this. So beaches are open this morning, but may close at any time due to dangerous surf, which may reach 15 feet along the eastern-facing shores. And we are checking out the volcano action, as there's been a lot of action going on. And you see there's been a lot of swarming going on in certain areas. Here we got Clear Lake volcano in California, 33 earthquakes up to a magnitude of 2.4. Caso volcano, 60. This is also in California, 60 earthquakes up to 2.1. And over here, Araya volcano, north of Luzon, and you have a magnitude 2.7 over there, Kilauea, 6 quakes up to a magnitude of 2.2, and they discovered unusual water there, which could lead to a major explosive event, so we'll keep an eye on that. And when we look over here, we see Mauna Loa has 2 quakes up to a magnitude of 2.2. And Rejkanes, and I might not have pronounced that right with those Icelandic words, 17 quakes up to a 2.2 as well. And Taupo volcano in New Zealand, 2 quakes up to a 2.1. Now when we check out the Arctic ice volume, that's the total volume, the expanse and also the depth. You are looking at the black line being this year, 2019. The only year that had less is 2015, going back to 2004. So as far as the Arctic ice volume, there's less Arctic ice volume than any year except for 2015 at the moment. And so I know a lot of people with the grand solar minimum being in effect expected this to be showing a lot higher, because when we look at this light blue, that's 2018. So last year there was a lot more Arctic sea ice volume, according to this, than this year. And that's interesting. We're going to have to watch this and see where it starts curving and going back up. So again, though, it's like, do you trust the data? Medical examiner investigates the death of 3 babies in less than 8 hours on Friday. This is in Milwaukee. So this is just something that's weird, and is it a coincidence, or is there something else happening here? The Milwaukee County Medical Examiner is investigating the deaths of 3 infants that happened in less than 8 hours on Friday, August 2nd. According to the county examiner's office, a 3-week-old was pronounced dead shortly before 5 a.m. near 26th and Clark. A 3-month-old was pronounced dead just before 7 a.m. near South 20th Street and Ralston Avenue in Oak Creek, and then a 5-month-old was pronounced dead around 12:30 p.m. near 39th and Hadley. The medical examiner said none of the deaths appear related, and none of them appear suspicious. So is it just an anomaly, or is there something else going on? Because we've seen so much right now with all sorts of these diseases popping up everywhere. Hepatitis A now is going out of control, and we see both emergencies declared in Florida and Philadelphia. Now, nationwide, the rates are soaring. In Philadelphia, 154 cases reported this year, up from just 6 in last year. The rate in Florida has quadrupled, up to 2,034 in the past 8 months alone, from 548. Rates are also high in other states, including Kentucky, with 4,793 cases this year. So what is going on here as well? There's a lot of conjecture with, I watch, you guys' comments, and a lot of people think that, well, let's just say that they're suspicious, and their eyes are perhaps in the sky, wondering what's up there coming down. Legionnaire's disease outbreak in Great Moncton reaches 9 and could grow. 2 new cases confirmed as it's investigating the source of the Legionella bacteria. There's been a lot of cases of Legionnaire's disease. There really, really has. And, it's another one of those things that we're just wondering, why are they popping out in droves now? And a lot of people, a ton of you guys, have been complaining of feeling very, very tired, very, very lethargic. So the majority of the people with this disease have been hospitalized. And health officials believe that all 9 cases are related because the affected individuals all live or work in the greater Moncton area and all have fallen ill within the past month. Now, they don't necessarily work in the same locations or the same building as well, but it's not just there. There's people testing positive for it in Chesterfield, Virginia as well. And this was in Greenfield Elementary School. And so the bacteria found on a cooling tower is from a strain known to potentially cause the illness. So, okay, it's found on a cooling tower. Again, my eyes are in the sky every day, and you guys understand what I'm saying with that. Of course, we have to be very careful about what we say, because videos get demonetized and or have mysterious glitches that happen all the time, such as manipulations with the voices now. And I've heard of at least a half a dozen different channels very similar to this that have had all sorts of sound issues lately. It's just another coincidence, do you think? Hot Springs bathhouse closed after Legionella bacteria found. So this is yet another case. This is in Arkansas. Then we have no bird shows at San Benito County Fair after disease outbreak. After the virulent Newcastle disease appears in several Southern California counties, poultry will be missing from the Northern California fairs. And then we got the planes. And here you have a small plane goes down in a marsh near Dames Point Bridge in Jacksonville. There's still a lot of the planes coming down. Plane crash in East Lincoln, Nebraska. Pilot dies after plane crashes in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan. So they're still, the same thing is happening every single day. India's space agency releases first Earth pics taken by their lunar mission. And here is supposed to be an actual pic. I know a lot of people are going to say, the Earth is flat, it's not round, that's all, just, that's... That's in a Bollywood film set, and that's all that you're looking at. And then there are those that think, yes, it is actually round. Well, here are some of the actual first pictures from the Indian mission. And we have a French flying man succeeds in his bid to cross the English Channel on a jet-powered hoverboard. Would you guys do that? Would you do that? Would you ride that thing? I mean, it looks really cool. It just makes me think, here's George Jetson. For those of you guys that are old enough to remember that. Do you guys remember the Jetsons? Would you? I'd have a hard time going that high. I would love to do it, but I'd probably keep maybe 10, 20 feet off the ground. That would be exciting. So he actually crossed the channel. Pretty dang cool. Now, heart attack rates are increasing among those under 40, according to a disturbing new study. And again, with our modern society, and so many people are just so sedentary, always sitting behind the computer, not getting enough physical activity, and perhaps eating the wrong foods, things are tending to go in that direction. We also know that obesity is at record highs. So we got to get out there, we got to exercise, and you really need to exercise every day, even if it's just taking a walk in the morning, a walk at night, anything. Just get yourself moving, get that blood circulating. There's so much benefits from exercise. For one, your whole lymphatic system. If you don't move, it doesn't. And so, you're not clearing out the toxins, and this world is so toxic. We need to be detoxifying. We need to be getting regular, consistent exercise every single day. So for those of you curious about the Schumann resonance, we could see we had some spikes over here yesterday that were pretty good, but very quiet today. And overall, it has really quieted down somewhat. Has it been noticeable for you guys? Because I have definitely felt that. Ashwagandha is a natural anti-anxiety therapy. So this is something that could really help you if you have issues with anxiety. And this is another natural alternative to the big pharmaceuticals. And so if you're feeling anxious about something, taking adaptogen-rich ashwagandha root as a health supplement may help you take care of these worries. And so this is something I would have you guys, if you're interested, check out. Just always look for those natural alternatives. There's a lot of them out there. And so the health benefits of boswellia, if you haven't heard about this, again, we've talked about inflammation with all sorts of disease. Inflammation and disease go hand in hand. Disease, inflammation, they are almost synonymous. So many of our chronic issues especially are because of inflammation. And so boswellia is also known as Indian frankincense. And so when the wise men were bringing frankincense to the baby Jesus, according to that lore, they were really bringing him something that was a healing item, and it has tremendous health benefits. And so you see, it could be used in essential oils burned as incense. Also could be used in food, cosmetics, soaps, beverages. Helps with asthma, arthritis, Crohn's disease, menstrual cramps, osteoarthritis, rheumatoid arthritis, ulcerative colitis. And it's definitely something, again, to look into and see if it would be something that would work for you. And over here we see a seal has taken up residence in Manhattan, and its human neighbors are thrilled. We've seen a lot of unusual things with wildlife, and with the climate changing, you're going to see a lot of wildlife perhaps acting strange, perhaps in places that you don't normally see them. As well, keep in mind that a lot of animals can use their inner sonar to basically do their migrations, such as birds and stuff. So with the magnetic poles moving, all those things are going to change and are changing. And this is just something that's cool. So outdoor stone oven ideas. I love cooking out, and you guys probably do. Many of you probably do as well. How would you like to have one of these in your backyard? Aren't they cool? I mean, you can make a good pizza with this one, most definitely. There's just something that makes the food taste better when you're outdoors, at least in my opinion. So I just wanted to share some of these with you guys. Great patio additions. They're strong, durable. As we take a look at some of these designs, definitely fun. Check out that one. It's like a little house. So cool. Very creative ideas. And very functional. You also could use them for heating as well as cooking when you want to stay outdoors and it's just a little bit chilly. Get some fresh air. As long as there's not too much stuff coming down over our heads in the air. For those of you that can figure out what I'm saying, again. Some really super cool designs here. Things like this really get me motivated. And over here on Sci News, humans interbred with 4 extinct hominin species. Research finds this. So, of the hominins, only Neanderthals and Denisovans are currently known. The others remain unnamed. So, what is who exactly is in our family tree that we don't know about? That we knew that there's some family members missing in our family tree. Who are they? Who do you guys think they are? What are your thoughts with this? Pretty interesting. As it says here, all present-day populations show roughly 2% Neanderthal ancestry. Now, that varies area to area, and some have more, some have less. And this gets you thinking, too, about the other real curious item, and that's the RH factor. And RH stands for rhesus, as in rhesus monkey. So, RH negative blood, is it just an exotic bloodline? A random mutation? Or is it something different? It's very interesting, isn't it? Because this shows up in certain areas. And those really elongated skulls? You guys remember the Paracas skulls that we were talking about from Paracas, Peru? And then yet there were some in the Black Sea area as well. Well, a predominance of Rh negative there. Very interesting as well, because like when you look at the Americas, most of the indigenous people were type O blood as well. Just speaking O in general, not necessarily positive or negative. Yet there was a lot with these elongated skulls of ABs and Bs. And, AB is extremely rare. AB negative is the most rare blood type, and then B negative is the next most rare. So what is up with this? What is this? Is this, again, pointing to some of the missing species? And who are they exactly? So some traits of Rh negative individuals, kind of interesting. If you're Rh negative, does this apply to you? Do you think these traits are traits that you exhibit? A feeling of not belonging, truth seekers, sense of a mission in life, empathy and compassion for mankind, an extra rib or vertebrae, higher than average IQ, ESP ability, love of space and science, more sensitive vision and other senses, increase of psychic intuitive abilities, cannot be cloned. That's interesting, isn't it? Lower body temperature, higher blood pressure, predominantly blue, green, or hazel eyes, red or reddish tints of hair, increased sensitivity to heat and sunlight, unexplained scares, I'm not sure what they mean by that, maybe scars, piercing eyes, tend to be healers, empathetic illnesses, ability to disrupt electrical devices, prone to alien abductions, experience with unexplained phenomenon, psychic dreams and or ability. Yeah, I've told you guys before, I'm actually type B negative, so I am Rh negative, and pretty much all those really do apply. So it's kind of interesting, at least for myself, and I'm curious about you guys. Let me know what you have found. And then, of course, that gets us thinking about the Sumerian creation myth. And so, are these missing pieces to our family tree, are they extraterrestrial in origin? And so many people believe that is the case. And it's plainly stated right there in the Sumerian creation myths. And it also is in other places as well. Most of the indigenous cultures of the earth, in fact, will have their stories that you could most definitely see as an alien intervention and mankind being created by the quote-unquote gods. So very interesting stuff. As always, my friends, I look forward to your comments. Like, share, subscribe. Thank you for subscribing. And thank you for clicking the bell, getting all the notifications. And as always, thank you for your support on Patreon and also on Ko-Fi. As always, my friends, God bless. Namaste.